What's going on, guys? This your boy D the Barber coming before you with another tutorial today. We're going to be doing a ball fade with the waves on top. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. You know we don't like to waste a lot of time, so jumping right into things. I'm going to begin this fade kind of figuring out the right length on top for my client. You know, with waves, there's a couple of different lengths you can go with. You can go 1.5, 1 guard, 18 blade, 1.5 blade, but we're gonna figure out the perfect length. You have to excuse my camera right here, but you have to figure out the perfect length for your client. We're starting with our 1.5 guard on our Wahl Magic Clips, and just kind of, you know, you want to let them see so you don't waste a lot of time, you know, so you don't have to come back at the end of the cut and knock it down a little bit. Let's just go ahead and get that squared off top. So that's what we're doing here. And we're taking it down just a little bit closer with our 18 blade on there, letting them see that. Okay, seems to be pretty cool with it, so we're gonna rock with that 18 blade. I'm gonna smooth it on out here. I'm gonna fast forward through just a little bit of this. Now that we got our length on top situated, we're gonna go ahead and begin our first guideline using our Wahl Magic Clips and just creating that first ball guideline all around the head. I like to use this method because it's just it's a lot easier to get that out as opposed to a 5/0 or a trimmer blade that you're kind of putting that line in with. So just a little bit quicker. Now we're going to put our 5/0 blade on our Andis Supra ZR and go ahead and bald out everything below that first guideline. We're going to fast forward through this. This is the simplest part of the cut. Just make sure you got everything smooth. Now we're going to take our Andis Masters with the lever all the way open and set our second guideline in about 1 inch or so up the cut, or from our first guideline. Just make sure you're going with the direction or against the grain in the direction that the hair grows. Just make sure it's even. Now we're going to take our Wahl Magic Clips and we're going to blend that first guideline on out, and as well that first guideline on our beard part. We're going to knock that on out as well. But basically, the way I start this is taking my lever halfway and kind of tapping it first, and then you're basically going to play with that lever, opening it all the way up and closing it until you can get that line out. Like I said, it's just a combination of, you know, playing with that lever until you can completely knock that line out. But like I said, I do want to stick to kind of a routine, and usually I start halfway, open it up and close it to kind of tap that bottom line. Now here's something I like to do when I'm dealing with a client with extra fine hair and I just haven't got that bottom line out to my satisfaction. I'll slap my OA blade on my Andis Supra ZR and just kind of tap that bottom line. And then if that hadn't satisfied me, I'll take my triple off blade and throw it on there and just kind of just tap that bottom line. Because if you haven't, you know, this is the foundation of your fade, and if this part isn't blended, you know, perfectly, it's gonna throw your whole cut off. So you definitely want to make sure that you don't see any lines, that it's very gradual. You know, and you're going to set the rest of your cut up for success. Now we're going to take our Wahl Magic Clips with our 1.5 guard on there and just kind of remove a little bulk from the area we're going to be coming back and blending. Now I'm just taking my 2 guard and just kind of, you know, knocking out a little bit of bulk closer to the top. Now we're gonna come back with our Andis Masters. I have my 1 guard on there, and I have the lever set at the 3rd notch. I like to do this, it just works better for me instead of using that 5th notch for some reason. But just basically coming back and really getting into our fading part. And I'm closing the lever all the way and just coming back and tapping that guideline once again. There's something else I like to do. I like to put my lever on the 3rd notch as well and come back with the grain, smooth it out, and then repeat the steps again. This is all with the 1 guard, 3rd notch, and then come back and close it up again. It just kind of helps the blend come together for me. Now we're going to come with our 0 guard and kind of, finish fading this on up. I got my lever set on the 3rd notch again. We're going to focus on this right side first and go ahead and knock this out. I'm going to close my lever all the way, tap that guideline 1 more time as well. And then you always want to come back with no guard and just, barely, lightly, tap that line, not going up too far, just perfecting the blend. And sometimes you may close the lever in just a little bit. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, but just perfecting the blend just a little bit. Now we're going to take our 1.5 guard on that Andis Masters and just kind of tap the higher portions of the blend just to make sure everything is coming together. Now we're going to repeat the steps on the left side. 0 guard on there, lever on notch 3, close notch, and go with no guard and just kind of, tap it out again. One and a half guard, remove slight bulk. Now I'm going to take my Wahl Magic Clips with my 1 guard on there and just kind of prep his hairline for me to come back and edge it up. Just making sure the hair is laid down in this area so we don't have to, tap it too hard to get the desired sharpness, that we want on that edge up. Now I'm just going to take my Andis Masters with the lever all the way open and knock my client's mustache down. So when I edge up, I don't waste any time. I can come on and edge that up without having to adjust the length on it. So now we're going to come with our Andis Styliners and again edging our client up. Just going to tap that left side real quick, and then we'll come back starting in the center and just making sure we're as what's the word I'm looking for, balanced on each side, symmetrical on each side, Nothing too complicated about this. Just make sure you got a good sharp trimmer that's gonna get the job done for you. I'm gonna kind of speed through this as well. Now we're gonna begin setting our client's beard up. Just tapping the outlines. Nothing too simple about this as well. You just want to make sure your lines are crisp and even. I say the only tricky part about some beards when they're not completely filled in is you're gonna have to play with it a little bit to give it that desired look. But just use your mirror and your eyes and do the best you can as far as giving them the look that they're wanting. I will make one note. As you can see right here, I'm using my Andis Supra ZR. I'm using a 5/0 blade on there because my client here has sensitive skin, and if I use that sharp trimmer that I just used to put those lines on there, it's gonna bump them up. So just know your client, and if you're dealing with someone with sensitive skin, don't use a close shaver or a super sharp blade on their neck. Now we're going to pick out our client's beard and just kind of, finish that blend up on the top portion of it. I got my 1.5 guard on there and just kind of, you know, playing with it. Not gonna do too much to it, but you know, just want to tap that line out. Now we're going to begin getting our client ready for the razor portion of the cut. Taking some hot lather and going to apply it around his hairline and beard. The razor is like a two-part process for me. I like to come with my regular shank, regular persona blade in the first part, and then I kind of come back at the end with more of a dry shave and kind of sharpen it up to perfection. But this just kind of makes sure that I don't irritate any skin, especially with, you know, your sensitive skin clients. You know, kind of preps the skin and the hair as well to lay down, so I can come back and, you know, get it as sharp as what we're trying to do. So nothing too complicated about this. Just make sure you're pulling that skin super tight. Just don't cut your client. Just lightly tap the hair and let the blade do the work. Then you just want to make sure you take a paper towel or hot rag and, you know, clean the soap off your client's face. Now that we got the razor complete, this is what I like to call money time in the cut. This is what's going to separate your cut from, you know, a lot of average barbers. But after you remove that water and soap from your client's face, you definitely want to come back and tap that edge up, because what's going on is that water has allowed the hair to lay down, and if you don't, it'll kind of, you know, change the cut up on you, and, you know, you won't even notice until your client gets home and, you know, looking in the mirror like, you know, this is, you know, not what I paid for. But like I said, you definitely want to tap that edge up again. Now we're going to do something I like to do, just finishing up my cuts to kind of, you know, make them pop, and just to kind of double check my my vision and work. I take my Barber Pencil, which is basically like I guess a chalk outliner, and I just kind of tap my lines. But what it really does is, you know, that white chalk that you're putting on there, it allows you kind of to see, you know, if you've got something, you know, not symmetrical or off balance. It just helps you see it more easily. You know, you can easily wipe the chalk off, but it just kind of helps me double check my work, and I've definitely seen a difference in my cuts since I've started using that. So you can get them on eBay or Amazon, I'm sure. We're just doing the same to the left side, just applying that chalk line, and then we come back and sharpen it up. I have to excuse my lighting right here. Now we're just going to come back with our shears and just kind of clean up the beard a little bit. See, I'm really kind of having to get that hair off of that line right there, just to make it kind of come together right. Now we'll take our Slimline Pros and just sharpen our mustache and finish up with our detail work. Now we're just making sure that we haven't left anything out. Just cleaning up a few areas. Tap that hairline. Kind of remove the chalk, and you know, like I said, just make sure everything is in place the way we need it. everything is pretty much done, and let our client check this on out. There you have it. Bald fade with the waves on top. Nice little beard trim, and appreciate everybody for checking this video out, for rocking with me. I know it's been a while since we got one up, but we're definitely going to become more consistent as far as getting these out for you guys. Hit that thumbs up button if this was any help to you. Like I said, we got the YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Instagram Open Shop 247. Links are going to be in the comment section to all the social. Like I said, we just really appreciate everybody. We got more tutorials coming. Until next time, it's your boy D the Barber signing off. Peace.